All right. Hello, everybody. We are back for another episode of Day After Show. We're here to talk about Salt Shed Night 2. It's very exciting. It's Sunday. In some parts of the country, it's still summer. In some parts of the country, it has gone back to being winter. Excited to dive in. We almost had Neil, but we don't have Neil. But we've got two amazing guests today. Hello, Anna and Brendan. How are you guys doing?
Hello.
Hey, good. How are you?
Fantastic. Excited to have you both on the pod. I think this is both of your first times being on.
It's mine for sure, yes.
Awesome.
Definitely.
All right. Well, looking forward to hearing your thoughts on last night's show. Of course, the bathroom report will be very important, as
That's why
always.
I'm
But
here.
before we get started, a word from our sponsor, which is Beekeepers Naturals. Powered by nature and obsessively tested, Beekeepers uses potent ingredients like propolis, pollen, and royal jelly and steers clear of added chemicals. In a day and age where we want to boost our immune system as much as possible, Beekeepers Naturals has many products from lozenges to gut health supplements to support us and tap into the magic of nature. Personally, I don't leave home without one of their propolis throat sprays, especially supportive when singing my heart out at shows. Use code STORMSOUND at checkout for 20% off your order at beekeepersnaturals.com. So, second night at the Salt Shed. Pretty fun show last night. What were the vibes like?
The vibes were high.
A lot of really good energy for sure.
Love it.
Yeah.
We love to hear about vibes being high. That seems to be the case. B, take us first. Your pre-show, getting into the venue, where you ended up, what people were feeling.
Becca and I had a really challenging time getting into the venue. Actually, last night somebody was transferring some tickets to us through Seated, and they didn't show up. So I was at will call for about 25 minutes at the box office, and there were moments where we felt like we weren't going to get into the show. Somebody, the woman there, was super patient and super helpful, and she ended up getting us into the show, but we got in way late. So the anxiety, I hate that pre-show stuff. You just get in and settle in, and the Uber ride down was weird. But we got in, we got settled in. We went to the same spot we were at for night one, which was way in the back of the venue. And yeah, we settled into this little area. We were hanging out with Daniel and Marisa, and my sister was there for a third night. It was just that was my
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it. Crew. Anna, what about you?
I hung in I don't know if it's a courtyard patio, whatever. Hung there for a while, eating, drinking, hanging with some of the BGT people. We had no issues getting in. Got in, filled waters. We ended up 3-4-ish rows from Trevor. Same spot we were, Friday night. Great spot. 10 out of 10.
Love it. I love it. Love it.
Yes.
Sounds like the vibes were indeed high.
Absolutely.
Okay, well, thank you, Juan, for letting us know that the Legend Valley All I Need rules.
It does.
Well, it does, but that's not what we're here to talk about.
That was the jam of the year, though, right?
I know. I pulled it up so people could, you could get your thing in, B. But we're here to talk about last night instead, where they did not play a 35-minute All I Need. They opened with California Magic last night. What was this? What was the vibe like here? Cali opener. I feel like this is a great slot for this song, and felt from the get-go that the band was very, very energetic.
I mean, I love that song. I think
definitely full energy.
Yeah, it's just another song that just shows how wide their catalog is, and how they can just play all different types of music. Everybody I was around was singing and into it, and it was money.
Mm-hmm. Love it. And then we get a nice echo. This one immediately went places, similar to kind of Philly with just a build. Obviously, it was half the length of the Philly version, but really, really fiery, really amazing, kind of a sign of things to come with jamming later in the show. And then this segue into Inside Out was absolutely amazing. We got Neil. Hi, Neil.
Hey,
Welcome back.
Well, we are. I said Inside Out, and then the world's #1 Spoon fan just appeared. It's miraculous how that happens.
I had to do that for you, man.
That was amazing. That was perfectly timed. But this Echo and the Inside Out, it felt like the Inside Out, they weren't really gonna jam it, but then they kind of like landed on this idea, and they were like, okay, let's see where this goes. And then they jammed it. And it was like another 15 minutes. This is a really amazing half hour of music from the couch. Start with you, Anna. What did you think of these two songs together?
I don't know if my connection's going out, if you guys can hear me, but
You're good.
You're good.
They're jamming the Echo. They go into Inside Out, and I'm like, there's no way. And then they did it, and I'm like, holy shit, they're really doing it. I really like the segue into Inside Out. Seamless, beautiful. I got nothing bad to say about this whole show.
Love it. B, what about you?
I mean, I would echo those thoughts. Yeah, I got them all day. Inside Out is a cover that I've been chasing, I guess. It's on my list with I Love Moving Out, Inside Out, and I've always wanted to hear a cross-eyed, and I haven't gotten that. But when that started up, Becca and I are looking at each other like, it's happening, right? It's happening. We're like, just, it was so much fun. I love that. Yeah, so great.
Love it. What about you, world's #1 Spoon fan?
Yeah, so I have some things to say about this Inside Out because they do jam it out. And this is a super familiar theme. If you go back and you listen to the Redbird from the Ryman, same riff, much more aggressive approach at the Ryman, but definitely a more subdued version of that jam inside of this Inside Out. So check it out. Listen to those two side by side. And this furthers my theory, which we've talked about a little bit, which I think this is a song. There is a song wrapped up in this riff. It is sticking out in their minds. They are playing it frequently. Let's see what happens. But
only time will tell.
I suspect a song is going to come out of this. Like I said before with Thatch, when Thatch was kind of hiding in other songs and jams, and all of a sudden it appeared. This little riff here sounds like that is the same story. I don't know. We'll see.
Interesting. I love it. I also want to toot my own horn for a second here and say I was doing really well with calling songs last night during the webcast. My mom can attest to the fact that I called Inside Out very early. And I also called Lead Up just based on Peter picking up his guitar and me wanting to hear it later in the set. So go me on calling songs. Pretty good.
Yeah, our crew was calling out songs all night long as well.
I love it. D is very good at that as well. Calling stuff. He's got a knack. But so after Inside Out, we go right into Silver Rising. We were talking in the group chat. D was like, they heard me talking on the pod yesterday about how they don't segue enough. And, they just go these 3 songs into each other pretty much without stopping, which was amazing. Silver Rising felt like it had a little more mustard than normal to me. Little organ action from Peter that we don't usually get. Absolutely loved it. And then Lead Up, which is hot as always. Drive, which getting these short jamless versions with this absolutely volcanic guitar solo, which I'm like, if you're not going to jam Drive, there's the 12, 14, 19 way, or there's this way. I'd rather this way. I'd rather a jam Drive, but I'm still not going to complain about this, again, volcanic 8 minutes. And then the Echo ending. But this is a hell of a second half to the set. Anna, or I don't remember who went first.
I mean, the Lead Up hit me right where it needed to hit. Silver Rising, great. I'm out of order. So as they're coming out of Drive, which I tweeted that meme, is this the jam of the year, during Drive, and I'm like, it felt so much longer than 8-9 minutes. I was so into it. But as they're coming out of Drive, going back into Echo, my friends and I looked at each other and were like, is this Doobie song? It sounded, I don't know if we're the only crazy ones. It sounded like they were going to a Doobie song. And I was about to go through the damn roof. But they go back into the Echo, and I lost my damn mind anyways. So good. So
Love
good.
It. Love it.
I was joking in group chat last night that they were going to go into Doobie song because, as you know, Jeff Captain
Captain
Incredible.
Incredible, Jeff. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, does not like the Doobie song. Everybody else loves the Doobie song.
Not
They're
a
not
fan.
insane. And I was like,
Man.
oh, they're playing Doobie for sure. And I thought for sure that they were. So you're not alone there.
It really sounded like they were going into it.
Listen, they had to finish the Echo. They love the Echo sandwiches. This was a pretty good sandwich. The meat was excellent. B, what about you for the second half of this first set?
I mean, Silver Rising is a gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous song. So thrilled with that one. Lead Up, I heard it in Nashville, and I was, again, I was saying this before we jumped on. I think that's the next radio hit. I think to get into the studio and pump that out and let the world hear it, because it's just another different type of song that they play. And I was just so thrilled to hear it. The drive was great. I got lost a little bit in the drive personally. Maybe it was me. But like, I was happy to hear the Echo come back in. I felt like it lost itself for a little bit, and I need to go back and listen. I haven't listened to it, but like during it, I was just kind of like, wait, what's going on? It seemed like getting a little repetitive,
Interesting. Yeah. Peter was having a ball during that drive. He was like, like losing his mind playing underneath Rick's solo, which was pretty funny to see.
The crowd was going bonkers.
Yeah.
That. And I mean, like, the energy during that drive, everyone realizes, and it was crazy. Where I was I couldn't see the band as much, but even being in the back of the venue, we had all this space. That was really why we wanted it. It was like you couldn't see the band, you couldn't really see what they were getting into. And I saw in the group chat you were saying like just that Peter was so thrilled about it. But so much fun.
Amazing.
Love this set, dude. Love this set. Yeah, look.
One of the best sets of the year.
Second up. Well, yeah, and like the cool thing about this set, right? It's not loaded with jams. You get a little setlist trickery right there with the sandwich. But you get 3 of Goose's best new songs also, right? You get California Magic, you get Lead Up.
Cali's been around for a year already, though.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I guess it's like still a new song to me. It's like
that's fair. Newer.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, I'm still messed up with like Fish songs, like it's
right.
If it came out in like 99, it's a new song to me. But in any case, so yeah, I mean, what a killer set. So good. Yeah. And this is like an example of the kind of Goose set that we might, I don't know, come to expect. So they're kind of building an identity here where they're like playing a very songy set, still crushed, right?
But and 2 really strong 15-minute jams. Like
right.
Inside Out and Echo were both 15 minutes, and they went places. Like this is an exceptional first set because you have some jamming, you have amazing song selection, the flow is there. Like, it's not just dropping 9 songs.
Yeah, they play the spoon.
The set list construction was really good.
Yeah,
I thought it was really good.
Oh, I mean, there are no low points in this show. Nothing sucks in this show. There's no bathroom break in this show. So I would have been hurting because I would have only been able to go to the bathroom at set break and after the show.
Which is a great segue. We had a question, wondering if they missed the discussion about the ladies' restroom amenities. No, you did not miss that discussion yet. I know, Anna, you were like very dismayed to hear the slander of the men's bathroom at the Salt Shed on the pod yesterday, and you have opinions about the ladies' bathroom. So please, bathroom report.
I do. So again, connection a little spotty. I'm at a random McDonald's in the middle of Wisconsin. So getting to the bathroom sucked because you got the bar here, the waters are here, men's bathroom, water, women's bathroom. You got to get through the bar line, the men's bathroom line, the water line. There's no line at the ladies' room. As one of 10 girls that was at the show, no line. Men's room, longest line I've ever seen.
Yeah.
It's normally for me the complete opposite at any event. There's a ton of girls and like 5 dudes.
You must not go to a lot of jam band shows then.
Well, the thing with jam bands is there's only 10 other girls there. So
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Hand dryers or paper
Um,
towels? We have a question from the
Oh my God, this is too far.
the Dyson brand hand dryers, the nice
Dyson.
ones.
Yeah,
oh, the air blades.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not the ones that you stick your hand into, but like they're nice.
Okay.
There was like 3 rows of 10 or 12 stalls, bunch of sinks, great toilet
Very
paper,
detailed,
like the
yeah.
kind you buy for your house, not the cheap thin shit. There's
love it.
ladies in there, they're just chatting. You always meet friends in the ladies' room. There was employees in there, checking in, make sure everybody's good. 10 out of 10 bathroom experience. Love it.
I love it. I love
Men's
it.
room, I don't know. There was a line. I
this
didn't
is
go
now-
in the men's room.
This is now a venue bathroom podcast. We will be talking
amazing.
extensively
Yes.
about it.
I'm
B,
glad to be
how was the
part
men's
of it.
bathroom last night? Any different from night one? While we're on the topic.
Where we were, there was that situation that was being described as like what I avoided. So above that, there was no line pretty much the entire night. I don't know.
Love it.
I think
Love
this section needs to get sponsored by Charmin, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, something.
So here's a good question though. So did you get the vibe when you were at the Salt Shed that Goose was too big for it already? I went earlier this year to Roadrunner in Boston, brand new venue. People are really excited about it. Realized in the moment that Goose had already outgrown it.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about Salt Shed?
On the way down, I turned to my buddies and said, "This is the last time we're gonna see Goose play at this place because they have outgrown it. It's too small."
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the only thing I said was that maybe if they did like a New Year's there, they might be able to get away with it because there's usually like String Cheese, I think, plays at like the Chicago Theater, and there's usually a couple other jam bands that play in Chicago on New Year's. So I feel like they might be able to get away with it for a special event, but they're not gonna. No,
Right, or like doing 3 nights or something like.
And I don't even think yeah, maybe, but I mean the next step up is there's Northerly Island, which is an outdoor venue. Fish has played there a bunch. They have a field that opens. This is a ridiculous thing. I'm not saying they're going to have 30,000 people, but like the main area I think is like 8,000.
Yeah.
And then they have an option for a field, and Fish has played there, and they open up the field, and like another 30,000 people can go there. But I think Goose would be playing there next summer.
That'd be pretty cool. All this talk about, we keep talking on the pod about like venue size and, how they're outgrowing all these venues already. And I'm just looking forward to seeing them at a bunch of like 1,000 or like 800 to 1,000 person theaters over the next couple of weeks. Like that's going to be amazing. Like the venues in Boise and Eugene and Bozeman are all like 1,000 or right around there. So, probably the last time in a venue that size, which I keep saying, like, I after like Boulder, I was like, oh yeah, nowhere near a venue this size ever again. And now I'm seeing them in, 1,000-seat theaters again, which is cool.
I imagine the West Coast thing would be that case,
Yeah.
You're going to be able to pull that out West for at least a little while longer.
Yeah, you're doing the equivalent of 96 Europe tour by traveling out west to see Goose. Because there are just not fans yet out there, right? So
right. In Idaho.
Yeah, I mean, shoot, we saw Goose in front of like a couple hundred people in Montana in 2021. It's
right.
crazy. So
right. I wish I could have gone to those, man. Anyway, let's dive into set 2 from last night. Start off with this Animal. I feel like this is becoming a pretty consistent second set opener. Or second set song, little jammer happening, like 12 to 15 minutes, usually just hanging out in the groove, having some fun. But yeah, what was the place like during the Animal? B, you go first.
Again, the energy and the vibes were just through the roof. People were absolutely thrilled, and so was I. Becca and I danced like the entire second set, and just we're having so much fun.
Yeah.
No,
it was a great set for dancing.
It was a great set for dancing.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Got my steps in.
Love it. What about you, Anna?
I was just about to say I closed all of my rings like immediately. Definitely grooving the whole song. They came out, they start tinkering, whatever, and I'm like, all right, yeah, this could go into Animal. It goes into Animal, and I'm through the damn roof. Like, so much fun. I love dancing to Animal. Just a good time. Just
Working
a great
the
time.
abdominals. And then
Yes.
the big jam of the night, we get a hyperspeed flamethrower pancakes. Pretty much, like this jam is nuts. This was the point where I flipped back over from the fish webcast. So like, okay, there's pancakes happening. Gotta watch this. And man, this was amazing. Yes. Thank you for pointing that out. Hunger Sight and Pancakes have just been released on YouTube by the band, official video. So you can go watch that if you have not. But this was crazy. There's always there's certain jams where they'll be like, exploring, and then it starts going, and then Spuds will kick into that 4 on the floor groove, like he does in the Perry Western Sun, for example, like kind of midway through, and that's just you're poised for liftoff after that. So he did that in the pancakes last night, and it just went crazy. Obviously Peter having the time of his life, as he does. But man, yeah, this was great. Neil, sorry, I skipped over you for Animal.
Oh, that's all right. I have nothing to say about Animal that I haven't said already.
Yeah.
Which is, it's awesome, right? It's great. But this pancakes, holy shit, it's amazing. I listened to it twice already today. I listened to it last night, of course. To know me is to know that I love New Haven Tweezer. This is the New Haven Tweezer of pancakes. It's so good. It has so much energy, and Rick is going insane in this. I mean, it's all Rick, right? At least to me, it just sounds like Rick just straight ahead being an absolute guitar hero, which is kind of some of a new thing. It's also why I really love the Goose Miss Pancakes. Has a very, very similar vibe. This one is better, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, it's amazing that Goose could show up. I forget who said this, but somebody was saying this online today, that Goose is like playing every song in the second set like it's the last song of the set. And that's like the vibe that I got when I heard this. They just gave it everything. And yeah, it came out incredible.
Yeah, I posted that GIF of like the possum, like with the like. That was the feeling in this jam. Yeah. But Anna, what were you feeling during this pancakes?
I love pancakes. I'm such a loser. Like, I love all the clap with us songs. Like, I love pancakes. Not to be hasty, but I would like to nominate it for Jam of the Year. There will be more tonight, I'm sure. However, love pancakes. So fun.
Didn't know we had Vickers on the pod today.
Fucking barn burner. I got nothing bad to say about this whole show. So
I love it.
I love it. Good. I love that pancakes.
Love it. B, what about you?
I mean, it was killer. Yeah, pancakes are incredible.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. And then from there, we take a nice, much-needed breather, 726, nice little pad, if you will. Then Feel It Now and Slow Ready, so kind of making up the middle of the set. Feel It Now has really also been doing well in this mid-second set slot. Like, we're not going to give you a huge jam, but the energy is going to stay up. You're going to keep dancing, and you're going to enjoy this really amazing song that Peter wrote. And then Slow Ready is Slow Ready. Like, it's a great song, Team Slow. But yeah, I was a fan of this mid-set sequence. We had a huge jam, so, play a few songs, kind of keep the energy up, but, not venturing off into crazy uncharted waters. B, were you guys feeling it now?
Yes, we were. The 726 was a great breather. I love that. I mean, this is the second time I've heard it. This was like my 27th show. So like only hearing that song twice, I've been like wanting to hear that again for a long time. The Feel It Now is just it. People love that. And I'm so glad they're playing. I mean, Peter, this song is absolutely perfect for the band. And people were feeling it, and people didn't know it. They were looking around at each other like, what is this? What is this? And then, I mean, Slow Ready. I'm Team Slow.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah. Now
As
seen
you
it
should
9
be.
times, and I love it every single time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's interesting. That the Chicago crowd didn't know "Feel It Now" immediately. Seeing it in Philly, people were digging it immediately, and we heard from the Ryman as well. Like I think you guys were talking about, like people knew the song, were ready for it. So interesting to hear when we go out to the West Coast over the next couple of weeks, like if these newer songs are going to be received with as much enthusiasm as they have been on the East Coast.
I mean, if you don't know the song and you're hearing it, there's no way. I have trouble believing you're not going to like it.
It's true. It's true.
It's a banger. Let's go.
Absolute banger. Anna, what about you? These 726 Feel It Now, Slow Ready.
So coming out of Pancakes into 726, I cried my eyes out because I'm a small baby. Beautiful song, a lot of meaning, love it. But like, I'm going from I'm dancing, I'm jamming, and then I'm like, all right, now I'm just sobbing. This is fine. And then Feel It Now, love it. I was feeling it, Mr. Krabs. That was my favorite new song from the Cap Run. I listened to it's on my house cleaning playlist. It's a thing. My mom loves it. And then Team Slow all day. I love the like before they do the synth jam. They did it on the New Year's run, but they like kind of pause and the audience is getting like hyped up, and then Peter's like, "You ready, Chicago?"
Yeah.
Nuts, just
Yeah.
nuts. I love the build up.
Little Divided Sky Pause tease.
Yeah.
That's a
Yeah,
Fish reference. I don't listen to Fish.
Yeah. They were milking the moment for sure.
Yes.
Oh no.
I mean, they were definitely digging.
No, my secret's out.
This is a deal breaker. You're off now.
I know one song.
That's fine.
That's all right.
All good.
That's all you need. Neil.
So yeah, just want to talk about the crowd a little bit. So like if you go back and you listen to Pancakes, I meant to say this before when we were talking about it. The crowd is incredibly loud on that recording. Right at about the 16-minute mark, cue it up and listen to just how fired up everybody was. And I think Peter kind of remarked about that. Maybe it was the first night when he was talking about how loud the crowd was. But again, you kind of like hear it later in the set. Like the band was feeding off the energy of the audience. Peter, I mean, more so than anybody, vibes off the audience. But that pause and Slow Ready, it's an amazing example of that. Like he really wanted to hear that, and really, really cool. And then, just want to say one more time when we're talking about all these new songs, Feel It Now, awesome. And you kind of talked about it for a second there, Ryan, when you were saying this has taken its spot in the second set. This is an awesome song for the second set because it has some of the energy of Animal, somewhat feels like a ballad in the beginning. You have this really awesome re-entry into just party mode again when you're listening to this song. So you go from like 726, which, it's a slow dance number. I don't know if anybody was slow dancing, B, if you were or not. And then you kind of slowly work your way up to partying your ass off again, like you were at the end of Pancakes. So, I mean, killer. And then, Slow Ready is just gets everybody fired up. Yeah. So Team Slow. I mean, if you're not Team Slow, I don't even.
What are you like?
Yeah.
Who even is Team Slow? Like that's not a real thing.
There's a couple pretty famous.
Yeah, that's not a real thing.
Famous people out there who really like that song, and I don't know what's wrong with them.
Yeah. I mean, how can you not be Team Slow? But then we get the Drip Field. This was, in hindsight, this was definitely coming last night. It was a Drip Field night for sure. I looked at my dad's picks yesterday in the morning after I'd already submitted mine, and I was like, oh yeah, that 8-point Drip Field is a really good call. Shout out to my dad, who has been doing much better than me in fantasy the last few shows. I haven't been doing very well, but this Drip Field is awesome. It's Drip Field. It is amazing every single time it's played. Like, it's fucking Drip Field. I don't know. Like,
yeah. How do you not play Drip Field at the Salt Shed in front of that giant floor that they have there, and kind of use that as a backdrop to some degree for the Andrew Getty Light show? Yeah, I mean, come on. Just so ridiculous.
Just amazing. Just
that
amazing.
Venue was with Getty's lights, that venue is like where the vantage point that we had in the back, you could just take it all in. And it was just so perfect. And the second night, he seemed like he had really settled in because he was doing some even more. Once he sits in a venue, it seems like he gets comfortable with playing around with all those lights and working them in. And like the last night, I felt like it was even better than the first night. It's just crazy. Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Seems like we've lost the other two, so we'll keep going. We'll talk about this White Lights into Madavon encore here, finishing the Madavon from Friday night. Curious, for people who either were only there last night or were only there Friday, like, do you count last night as a full Madavon for your stats?
No.
Yeah, but unfortunately we can't do that on .net. So if you were there last night, you've now seen another Madavon.
I'm not counting it as one.
You don't have to, but the website will. But this was a very, very cool encore. Definitely like how they weaved it in coming out of the White Lights Jam. Great way to finish off the 2-night run, kind of picking up tying up the last loose end, if you will, from Friday night.
Yeah, but they played was White Lights in an encore in Nashville? It was, right?
Yeah.
A rushed one.
Yeah, like 5 minutes squeezed in before curfew.
Yeah, and I love that song. I mean, I think I've said I love every song, so that's but I do love that song.
Positivity.
And I didn't like the rushed nature of it, at the other one, so it was nice to have a little bit of space. And then coming back into Madavon, it was just, again, everywhere I was bouncing. We were just bouncing during all of this second set into the encore. So much fun. Great way to end the little 2-night run in, the Salt Shed.
I love it. And we're back tonight for the show number 4 of the leg. Oh, there you go. Anna, do you want to talk about the
Here I am.
White Lights Madavon?
Sorry.
All good.
Let me back up just a second. I want to go back to Dripfield because that's where my
Yes.
phone decided to be an ass.
Yeah.
Trevor base bombs in that Dripfield. Felt them through my whole body. I love it. White Lights. I love a good White Lights. I forgot to mention that at set break, I found my one buddy from high school and he came up by us. It was his first show. You gotta love it. And he's like, this is crazy. This is so awesome. But that White Lights is good. Madavon. I said to my friends, I was like, they're gonna either open with it or close with it. And sure as shit, close with it. Again, like me, some of the BGT people were gonna jump through the roof. It was so good. So hot.
I love it. And so you're currently en route to St. Paul for tonight's show.
Yes.
Good luck. Driving through different seasons on your way.
Yeah, it's snowing. I'm somewhere in Wisconsin, close to the border. It's snowing. It was raining. It was sunny-ish when I left my apartment. I don't know.
Yeah. It's mid-April. Month of the entire year of seasons. Any sort of weather can happen. It's gonna be cold and snowy in Bozeman this week, but I'm very much looking forward to seeing Goose again. Tomorrow's pod, I will be in Bozeman, so I'm very excited. Early flight tomorrow, but ready to hop on tour, ready to see some more Goose. I'm excited to hear what they do tonight, though. Feel like Arcadia is really looming.
I thought
I was just about to
Arcadia was.
say it looms.
It looms.
I turned to some people at set break and I said, I felt like I said, I think this set's gonna go Animal, Arcadia, Dripfield. And I was like, just like that's what they're gonna do. I was like Neil said, or I think Neil just said, like that place was meant for a Dripfield to get played. Arcadia would have probably just burned the whole place down. I mean, but it didn't happen.
Maybe we'll get the Minnesota Arcadia tonight. You never know.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if the salt shed is still standing today. I think it did burn.
Yeah,
it's entirely possible. They're about they're blazing a trail of like torched venues across the country this spring. So excited to see what happens. Thank you both, Brendan and Anna, for being on today. Looking forward to, of course, being back on the couch tonight for webcasts. But, tour continues. And so, of course, we will be back here right here, same place, same time, 3:30 Eastern tomorrow to recap St. Paul tonight. So everybody have a fantastic rest of your day.